everyone, it's DiegoDoom here, and today I'm bringing you another review. Today I'll be reviewing Max Factory Biofighter Collection Release number 5, Guyver 1. Guyver 1 comes from the 1985 manga, Bio-Boosted Armor Guyver. The manga follows the adventures of Sho Fukamachi, a high school student who accidentally activates the Guyver unit, a symbiotic biomechanical device that enhances the capabilities of its host. From the point of activation, Sho is thus known as Guyver 1 and battles against the organization known as Kronos. So if you have never heard of the Guyver, definitely check out the story. It's definitely a very nice, very neat, very cool, and very fantastic story. Also, there have been 2 OVAs and then 1 full series adaptation of the Guyver story. So if you get a chance, absolutely check it out because it's absolutely fantastic. But nonetheless, Max Factory Biofighter Collection Release number 5, Guyver 1 is another fantastic release in the Biofighter Collection. Guyver 1 has a fantastic sculpt, fantastic paint applications, fantastic accessories, and a very nice, very neat, very cool, and very dynamic range of articulation. So first, let's check out Guyver 1's accessories. Okay, so now let's check out Guyver 1's accessories. So Guyver 1 comes with 1 Guyver unit, 2 pairs of hands, and 1 pair of high-frequency swords. So first, let's check out the Guyver unit. So the Guyver unit here is definitely a very nice, very neat, and very cool accessory. So, once again, this is something they didn't have to include, but, it's one of those things that goes a very long ways here. Let's get some more light on this. So the Guyver unit here is definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. It has a fantastic sculpt and a fantastic paint application going on. So this is definitely manga and show accurate here. So as you can see, the biological part of the Guyver unit is wonderfully sculpted here. So it's definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. And, this is a situation where they could have skipped the corners and everything like that, but they chose not to and stayed on the course. So definitely very cool here. This is actually a fantastic piece here. So very cool. So next, Guyver 1 comes with 2 pairs of hands, and the first pair of hands that Guyver 1 comes with are his cupped hands, or we'll call these the Mega Smasher hands. So these hands are definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool here. They have a fantastic sculpt and a fantastic paint application going on. So on the top side of the hand, the armored pieces are very nicely done, and as a nice sculpt, you can see the knuckle grooves from the hand, so all the way up, so pretty cool there, and the notches there, so definitely cool. Then on the inner palm here, they maintain that fantastic sculpt for the biological part of the Guyver, so definitely very cool there on the inner hand. So once again, they could have skipped corners, but they did not, and it's greatly appreciated. So definitely cool here. The next pair of hands that Guyver 1 comes with are his open hands, and they have the same fantastic sculpt on the inner palm. Then the outside, the armor piece with all the knuckles and the finger indentations are definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. So this is fantastically done, so definitely very cool there. So how the hands attach, they attach via a peg system versus a ball joint peg system. So we have Guyver 1 here. All you have to do is remove his hand, and then it reveals the peg here. Then you want to go ahead and attach the peg into the hole in the hand. Now, one thing to note, this peg here, it's not necessarily loose, but it does feel at times it could snap off. So if you have this figure, if you pick this figure up, do be careful when replacing the hands. All I have to do is slide the peg into the hole there. So we'll push that in. Just do it with care because you don't want to snap off the pegs because that would be absolutely catastrophic. So let's push that in as best you can, and there you have the hand attached with a nice range of movement there. So definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. Next, Guyver 1 comes with his high-frequency swords here, and the swords are definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. They're simple, yet exact. The swords, they're pretty much they're pretty plain on the Guyver itself, but still these are very cool. So it's a very nice sculpt and nice weathering going on here like they've been used, so definitely very cool there. And how the high frequency swords attach, you just grab Guyver 1 here, you swap out the retracted sword for the extended sword. So all you have to do is just pull this out, and this reveals yet another peg system. So the same rule of thumb applies, just plug everything in with care because you don't want to snap off these pegs. It would have been nice if they had a ball joint system on there, but the pegs are just fine. Just have to be a little bit more careful. So just grab the blade here and attach that in. As you can see, the peg moves around, which kind of scares me into I might snap this off. But all you have to do is just peg that in there and, kind of guide it on there and be gentle with it. So get in there as best you can. Make it even and flush. So there you have Guyver 1 with his extended high-frequency sword. So this is definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. So this is absolutely fantastic. So, now that we have Guyver 1's accessories out of the way, let's go ahead and check out the Guyver 1 figure itself. Okay, so now let's check out the Guyver 1 figure itself. Guyver 1 has a fantastic sculpt, fantastic paint applications, and a very nice, very neat, very cool, and very dynamic range of articulation. So first, let's start with the articulation in the head. So Guyver 1 here's head is on a ball joint here, so you have a very nice range of movements, get some focus going on. So Guyver 1 can look very far left, look very far right, look down, and look pretty high up, so pretty cool there. So definitely a nice head on a ball joint. Next in the shoulders, Guyver 1's arms come out about this far. Now one thing to note, these shoulder pieces actually pop off when you overextend the shoulder, and they're not hard to put back on, but when you push this out about this far, so you can get about, we'll say 90 degrees there, so it's pretty cool there. But these pieces will fall off kind of easy, like this was pretty much resting off. We just had to slide it back on, so no big deal there. So in the shoulders also, you can move the shoulders forward and back just a little bit. They're kind of hindered by the shoulder piece. It just depends on how you actually move this around to give that extra movement, but still pretty cool. The forearms or the upper arms actually rotate, so rotate about like that, so pretty cool there. Then you have a nice, or a pretty good, almost double jointed elbow there. I don't want to overextend that elbow, so I believe it's double jointed, but not quite, but still very cool. The hands are on pegs, so the hands have a nice range of movement there, so you can move all around, so pretty cool there. So, in the chest here, which is one of the coolest gimmicks for the Guyver figures, Guyver 1's chest can move up and down there, so there's no real waist articulation here, but the chest can move up and down. But to replace the waist articulation, Guyver 1's chest opens up to reveal the Mega Smasher. So this is absolutely fantastic, and I couldn't imagine them not including this in this figure. So this is very well done and definitely very cool. And as you can see, as far as the sculpt wise, they maintain that biological monster-esque material on the inside and that fantastic sculpt. Then the Mega Smasher orbs inside the chest are kind of like a compound type material, so there's actual gloss with material inside, so it's definitely cool. So it's kind of similar to the Kamen Rider eyes. So it's definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. So we'll close that back up. So in the chest here, you can move that up and down once again. You can actually turn it side to side just a tiny bit. And one thing also to mention, if you have this figure, if you bump it, these, we'll say Mega Smasher panels can actually come off. And I'm not trying to do it on purpose here, but these will kind of slide up, and you see this hinge here. All you have to do is just push that back down. So if you bump this up and off, you can actually push it back down. So no big deal there. So in the waist, there's no waist articulation. In the hips here, the hips are on ball joints, so the legs can come out about this far. Now they're actually hindered by this piece here, a part of his armor, but still very cool. So you can move the leg out about this far, this forward. So pretty cool there. So in and out, a nice range of forward and back, so pretty cool. So you can definitely establish some pretty good dynamic poses with this figure. So in the knees here, the knees are actually somewhat double jointed, kind of like the elbow. It's almost there, but not quite. So the knee bends about this much initially, but if you pull back even more, extend the joint. So pretty cool there. So you have a nice range there in the knee, so pretty cool there. Then the feet are actually articulated also, so you can move those up and down. You can't really twist these side to side, just kind of forward and back or up and down. So pretty cool there. So as a whole, this is an absolutely fantastic figure. Now let's go over the paint applications and the sculpt. So Guyver 1 is a green or more of a teal color. So this figure, as you can see on camera, it stands out very well. This figure is absolutely fantastic film. Looks just very cool on film and absolutely fantastic. But as far as the sculpt, Guyver 1's sculpt is absolutely spot on and definitely very accurate here. Let's get some focus going on. We'll pull some light over here just a little bit. So as you can see, Guyver 1's head sculpt is absolutely spot on and absolutely fantastic. This is an absolutely fantastic representation of Guyver 1 here. So you have the very monster-esque sculpt here going on with the sensory orbs, we'll call this, because this is part of Guyver 1's sensory system here. So pretty cool there. Very nice monster-esque and biological sculpt going on here. Very nice kind of like panel lines going on here. The dark lines to really accentuate Guyver 1's sculpt. Pretty cool. Now the eyes are actually made of a semi-translucent material, so there's no real way to kind of light these all that well, but once the light hits these just right, they look very cool. So the head sculpt is absolutely fantastic. Here on the shoulders, once again, they maintain that monster-esque biological feel, so definitely very cool there. Well up to the Mega Smashers yet again, so you have that wonderful sculpt on the inside here. Absolutely fantastic. So, the armor is very well done and very spot on, so definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. They absolutely did not skip any corners on this figure. It's definitely, absolutely fantastic here. A very nice figure. This is very cool, and it's really a real joy to actually have this figure because, this was a big part of my childhood, and, finally have a very well represented figure of this character is absolutely fantastic. And once again, I absolutely recommend that everyone picks this figure up because it's absolutely very nice, very neat, and very cool. But this figure is absolutely fantastic, so definitely cool. So, now that we have the Guyver figure out of the way, let's go ahead and conclude this review. To conclude the review, Max Factory Biofighter Collection release number 5, Guyver 1 is another fantastic release in the Biofighter Collection. Guyver 1 has a fantastic sculpt, fantastic paint applications, fantastic accessories, and a very nice, very neat, very cool, and very dynamic range of articulation. This figure is absolutely fantastic and definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. I absolutely recommend that everyone picks this figure up. It's absolutely fantastic. But one thing I must admit, this figure is kind of hard to come by due to the fact that we have to deal with secondary market prices because this figure line has been out for a long time and has become fairly rare. But if you can afford it and you're a true Guyver fan, absolutely pick this figure up. You will not be disappointed in the least. Also, check out the several animated adaptations of the Bio-Boosted Armor Guyver story. It's definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. All the series are absolutely fantastic, but I must admit they do leave off on severe cliffhangers. But to get the full detail of the entire Guyver story, check out the manga because it is absolutely fantastic. This has been another review by DiegoDoom. Thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned for more figure reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe.